Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Cosmic Inside Astrology. I am your co-pilot Christina. Okay, I was just actually playing with the what is this? I shared the new moon in Libra for you guys so you can see what's going on during this time. Today we're going to analyze the new moon in Libra for you, which is going to take place at 28 degrees, 21 minutes in Libra, and it's also going to conjunct and going to happen on the fixed star Isar. And we're going to talk about that, talk about the square to Jupiter, to exalted Jupiter as well, and the rulership of the moon. Venus is also in Libra right now. So the moon also going to oppose Chiron in Aries. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I really, really enjoy to talk about asteroids and also fixed stars. And guys, yes, my book is out and it's published. I have an ebook version and also I have the soft cover version as well. It's 500 pages. It talks about every kind of branch of the astrology branch and also, personal examples and indicators in astrology charts. It's very detailed and also funny as well. So you will really enjoy it, hopefully. My second book, Everything About Karma, and my third, Medical Astrology, is coming out probably end of October, beginning of November, so as the face diagnosis and palmistry book as well. So finally, this year I made it. To write for me, it's not a big deal. It's never been a big deal, but to organize everything with the children and helping them also, they still teenagers, and doing publishing and formatting, that is actually kind of killing me and annoying me. So that's why it took so long to do that. All right. So what I wanted to talk about actually the new moon in Libra, which is the Sabian symbol, actually the 29 degrees Sabian symbol. We have to check because we always have to go up a few minutes to the next degree, and that's going to be the 29 degrees, which is actually already karmic degree, and it's in Libra. Anything to do with, the Symbian symbol means the humanity seeking to bridge the span of knowledge. So what does it talk about? It talks about actually understanding and connecting as well, and the effort to unite the opposites. And what's happening in the US right now, you could see there were millions on the street on No King's Day, and also, even the very far rights and the rights right now try to unite with the left. So actually not the very far rights and the very far left, but, closer to the middle, they right now uniting their powers together, and they really want to do America first, and hopefully that's gonna happen, but definitely they unite the opposite. And why is it very important right now? Because we have Libra, right? And Libra is the yin and the yang, the Venus, the morning star, the Venus morning star, and the Venus evening star. It is like, the typical yin and yang in astrology. So, it's represent the culmination of Libra's journey where harmony is no longer just about diplomacy. It's not just about peace, but, actually, we need to truly build bridges between us and between our differences. It is uniting, even if we have differences right now. And to understand the two wings are belong from the same bird. It's understanding the yin cannot exist without the yang, and the yang cannot exist without the yin energy. So if we understand that, if we understand our differences, we still can have actually normal human decent conversation, we will be fine. All right. So that is the essence of actually the Sabian symbol. And actually for the collective, we are striving, and we should strive actually expand our awareness. And make sure, you know, we don't only have knowledge, but, we also have wisdom, and actually unite knowledge with wisdom. That's the only way we are capable to achieve peace. And we are capable to get over ignorance, for example. Yes, and spiritually, the 29 degrees is a turning point. As I said, it is actually a degree of honorific degree. It's a karmic degree, and it's very intense degree. It intensifies everything around us. So yes, the keywords of the Sabian symbol is bridging. It is, like education, expansion, and higher understanding with wisdom as well. And we need to also talk about the Libra archetype, guys, because Libra is the diplomat, the lover, the artist. Libra is the peacemaker as well. And it's ruled by Venus. And Venus is actually seeks beauty, balance, and harmony in our life. And also, especially the seventh house, it's legal matters and seeking for justice as well. So Libra actually wants equality, right? And want to actually see the balance between the self and the other. Libra is the seventh house, which is mirroring the ascendant. So it is like me against the we, but balancing out the self with the collaboration with others as well. So yes, and Libra try to actually bring peace into our life and also elegance, but with fairness. As I said, Libra want to avoid any kind of radical and violent war. Libra is very, very graceful and ready to cooperate with anyone. And Libra is actually the one who brings in love into our life, but brings in actually love with logic, for example, and also with diplomacy as well. So yes, it is inner harmony, and it is also proper balance as well, and alignment with fairness and beauty. So the keywords of Libra is balance, partnership, fairness, justice and grace, relationship, anything to do with social awareness, with equality, anything to do also with decision making, like balancing out decisions, the peacemaker and the peacekeeping as well, and as we said, the art. But as every single sign or every single houses, we all have shadow as well. So that's why in astrology we talk about actually the the energy of the sign, and each sign has the shadow side as well, and the bright side as well. And the shadow side of Libra is actually avoidance. That's the darker side, or the people pleasing trap also, because Libra has tendency to seek for validation, right? They want to have others' approval so badly, and also avoidance because of they want peace, but somehow they prioritize peace over truth. So that's why they avoid truth many times. And also they don't want to be discomfort. They don't want to experience discomfort also. So, they have some kind of, there is in Libra people have the absence of conflict. They're not necessarily capable to conflict. They're not necessarily capable or have the courage to face you know, conflict as well. So definitely indecision, definitely avoidance is the shadow of Libra. Also superficial could be sometimes because they are people pleasing, and also they can be really codependent as well. Codependent because of they fear conflict, they over compromise, and that because of that they can become inauthentic, charming but inauthentic as well. So yes, so let's go and move forward. Venus also traveling together with this new moon because Venus is in rulership in Libra. And this new moon also going to conjunct with fixed star Isar, right? And also going to square Jupiter in Cancer. And Jupiter in Cancer is exalted and going to oppose Chiron actually in Aries. So what's going to happen over here? So what is Isar, the fixed star Isar? Isar actually is, the steward's oath. It is beauty in contrast, right? It is actually a double star, two colors, two voices. The new moon here seeds beginnings that hinge on duality, partnership, and integration of opposites. So what's happening over here? Isar is actually Venusian, but Ptolemy said it is Mars and Venus together. So it is definitely bringing together the male and the female energy. So that's why the two color, the two voices of this fixed star is represented, the head and the heart, for example, the duality, the art and utility, the softness and the steel is in this fixed star together, right? So, yes, we are capable because Isar is also bringing out our authentic, artsy qualities as well. But also, it's going to bring in the Lucifer morning star, the what is that? The dark, the shadow side of us as well, the fighters as well. So it will be very difficult somehow to maybe even feel peace because we will be really try to compromise or try to balance, but somehow the scale could turn either to the right or either to the left if we are not consciously making decisions right now. And it is going to actually square Jupiter in Cancer, which is the square is always Martian in flavor. But Jupiter in Cancer, it's tenderness and expansion together. So, for example, Jupiter has a full power in Cancer and it's going to amplify care and home and anything to do with nourishment and protection, and it is also emotional overwhelming or emotional overreach as well. Over promising, as I said, and the square itself, yes, it's tend to have an over promising tendencies here. And but definitely it will be some kind of tension. I want to protect, I want to bring peace into my country, into my family life, and protect no matter what. And the Mars in favor, the square itself, no matter what tools I have to actually fight with, but I'm going to fight for my homeland or fight for peace and advocate for peace, for example. And it's also going to oppose Chiron. And Chiron is actually the centaur. It is the wounded healer, the courage to heal who I am, for example. And the wound is very areas wound over here, which is selfishness, selfhood, anger. And it is also the right to take up space as well. So the opposition over here, it's a mirror, right? It's new intention, what will provoke old stories, and it's going to actually ask you, who am I to lead? Or it is also going to bring some kind of it could bring in some kind of medicine for us, like healing for us, because of we will going to cut boundaries put boundaries up and cut some kind of cord with Chiron over here, because it says, okay, I don't want to perform anymore. I want to become my true authentic self. And Chiron over here give a little bit of hit toward to the new moon. It says, hey, Libra, don't over-compromise. Hey, you don't have to over-promise. You don't have to people-please. You have to heal. And Aries is going to initiate the healing, and it is going to claim boundaries right now. So that's very important. So, and itself, the graceful steward and the protective visionary and a brave healer together, it is going to repair, every single wound that we experienced before. So definitely it is bringing peace and healing, and it could bring through art if you perhaps doing some artwork or creating some kind of art or writing something, journaling, doing photography, definitely it could do that. And the shadow side of watch with this square and with this opposition, as I said, martyrdom. And it could be also, you are taking care of someone, you need to take care of someone, and you are over, you know, nourish somebody for your health expenses, for example. And also you can become very, very defensive as well because of, that is also bringing in some kind of patriotic feelings as well. I need to take care of my family, my home, my neighborhood, anything to do with myself as well. I need to protect myself, but somehow you can become brutally honest or too offensive as well. So we will need to actually try to balance the energy out. Yes. All right. We also have to talk about a few asteroids over here, and I only brought up asteroids which is really truly conjuncting with this new moon, and it's within 2 degrees, not more than 1.5 degrees actually. And that is actually Astarte, Angel, Atropos, and Themis. All right. So these are the four asteroids, and for example, desire is Astarte, and guidance and protection, angelic protection is angel, and faith is Atropos, and also justice and cosmic order, Themis as well. So, it says some kind of sacred balance, some kind of karmic and psychic and invisible balance coming actually in our collective sphere. So, for example, Astarte is fertility, love, and sexuality also. And, this actually, this lunation going to magnify its power, the fertility itself. But fertility doesn't only have to be like females going to become fertile, but the earth can become fertile, or like we're going to have a lot of new ideas. Fertility means like also new ideas as well. And it could also help us healing intimate patterns. So this is actually sexuality, fertility, and love could help for the victims of any kind of sexual abuse, for example. And as you know, on the 21st, we have the book and the documentary coming out from the sexually abused Epstein file sexually abused people, right? And that is actually Griffin, her name. Oh, and I forget Virginia Griffin, who allegedly killed herself, which I don't believe at all. But her book is coming out in the same day. So definitely it's going to bring in some kind of justice because, seventh house and Libra is justice as well. All right. And the other one is angel, which is guidance and guardianship and protection as well. It's a shield for the victims, for example, also for the helpers as well. So it is protecting the ones who has voice and who using their voice against, for example, abduction or kidnapping or sex trafficking or any kind of sexual violence here. And then Atropos is also the inventable as well, and fate and ending. So what's gonna happen over here? Cut the cords, right? It is a destiny which is like it is an oath for the ones, for example, who got abused, but it is bringing some kind of destiny for the ones who were the abusers here. So this is definitely inventable for the ones who were the war criminals, for example, who were the abusers. You could see right now. Prince Andrew had to take all the titles was taken away from him. That's it. Because of the book is coming out, they cannot stop it. So it is what it is. And time is also justice, right? And order as well. So it is fairness and it is bringing in justice right now during this moon. All right. So then we're going to check what kind of how can it actually turn out for the collectives? And I'm going to mention also each individual sign a little bit, like going to talk about that a little bit, but not much, just like how can it work out for each individual sign. So for example, climate change because of seventh house also something to do with negotiation. So it could be, and it could bring in justice actually for some kind of disaster reliefs. In the US, they said they're going to take away the disaster funding if somebody is going to boycott any state going to boycott Israel, which is absolutely not fair because we are Americans, right? And it's not fair. And especially I live in Florida, we do have a lot of hurricane, and it would be very bad to taking away the FEMA fund from us because the disaster could be so significant, so many people can suffer from that. So this one actually going to bring in some kind of agreements which is going to have the disaster relief funds actually, and it is going to bring in justice over there. And also it could bring in some kind of coastal restoration project, collective focus on. And actually, this one could focus on the coral reefs, guys, because of Libra is beauty and life as well, and it could actually, especially with Astari and the protection of angel over here, some kind of restoration of the coral reef as well. But maybe having mangroves over there, or maybe have some kind of humanly seeded, like sinking boats to create more coral reefs as well. And yes, it could be some kind of moral code against, for example, seat clothing. Because lately, we do have seat clothing and it could create a lot of floods. For example, if they're going to seed some cloth in a desert area where is the soil is absolutely dry and it can't actually sink and absorb the water, it's going to create a flood. It's a great flood. It's like Noah's bark, right? So we don't want that. And that's what happened in Texas in summer times where we had so many innocent children died. It is terrible. And actually that was Peter Thiel's lover or whatever. It was a 24 years old AI genius scientist guy who is creating seed clothing. And obviously, uh, it could have, or allegedly they said that was the reason of the flood in Texas, guys. All right, all right. So yeah, that could happen for us during this time, and it is also because of Venus is also ruling agricultures as well, and even if the new moon, it's new seed, it's something to do with agriculture in Taurus, right? Venus rules that. So it could bring in some kind of, new farming opportunity or new farming system into agriculture, and it could be the old system definitely going to go away. Unfortunately, I do believe that's going to be more like something to do with AI farming as well. All right, so what is over here? What else can we talk about? Peace. For example, mediators attempt to reframe peace agreements to include moral accountability and environmental causes. So what we see right now between Russia and Ukraine, right? And they're going to meet in Hungary. Putin and Trump. Orban allowed Putin to go to Hungary, and well, I don't know what's going to happen over there, but it could some kind of new mediation coming up, but also reframe peace agreements and include moral accountability. We will actually make IDF accountable for the genocide slowly, very slowly, because Israel still, I mean, not on like IPAC has a lot of influence on American politics. So obvious it's not going to happen overnight. But yes, justice will be bring, like the UN right now and the BRICS nations are and a lot of countries not allowing Israelis to travel anymore, right? So we see that kind of justice, and also because of Venus is feminine, very feminine, so it's going to be the feminine diplomacy rises. You're going to see more peacemakers who are women, more activists, who are women like just like Greta, but we're going to see that in any kind of international conflict resolution as well, and a lot more women going to get Nobel Prize or Peace Prize or become prime minister or president. And also, this going to bring justice for the silence, right? Because of legal matters, justice is the seventh house, Libra, and the court system. And it could actually reopen cases that was already closed. So, for example, the PDD case could reopen somehow. Different angle, just like the O.J. Simpson was from different angle, but he had to go eventually to prison for 20 years. But maybe not for the reason they're supposed to be convicted for, but somehow there is some kind of justice anyway. So justice for the silence, yes. And, reopen cases involving war crimes or any kind of humanitarian abuses. And I'm happy for that because we need to take care of. But also it could bring in some kind of spiritual diplomacy, anything to do with religious and spiritual leaders. Could act as peacemakers, but you can also see the one who are fake, for example. So be mindful for that. But we have angels influence over here, and it is definitely could bring some kind of diplomacy over here, and the power going to shift through compassion. We still have North Node in Pisces, and I truly wait for that. The last eclipse next year, most likely, hopefully, going to turn us to be more compassionate, right? And it's going to go to soft power and empathy, and aid actually the influence of aggression. So it's going to diminish the influence of aggression, hopefully. And if we're talking about health and medicine, Libra actually rules the kidney, and that the bladder as well, but also it could be Libra also ruled by Venus, so anything to do with fertility and fertility treatment. Also, it's also the hormones, the female hormones, the progesterone and the estrogen, right? So anything to do with hormonal treatment, hormonal health, could reproductive balance could actually improve somehow, and also menopause treatment, for example. It could be also some kind of justice coming in healthcare as well, because of the public health, for example, what we have in the US and a lot of countries right now. Healthcare system are failing most of the countries. It's terrible, and it's going to help. For example, the public demand for fair access to healthcare system could actually become a subject right now. And after this new moon, so new moon till full moon, until Libra full moon gonna happen, this going to happen, right? So what else is happening over here? All right, it could be some kind of, because it's square Jupiter and also oppose Chiron, so it could be some kind of emotional exhaustion as well, and some kind of it could be some kind of epidemic coming up, the collective burnout. And why? Because of we want to experience peace, and we have enough from war and see the pictures in the news, and we want fairness right now. And we also want to have healing through integration as well. It's very, very important, to actually, and because of Chiron is opposing and angel is conjunct, the whole holistic medicine is very important. The mind body medicine, the trauma informed medicine, when we can heal the whole body, and use the trauma and going back there and try to heal from there. Okay, so that's very, very important. And also global women's health initiatives as well. And it is maternal safety, so maybe countries going to allow mothers to stay home with their babies over a year, or it could be also, like some kind of subject around abortion as well. Who owns, I own my body and don't tell me, what to do, for example. If I get pregnant, kind of situation as well. And let's see the art part of education, because really Venus is ruling arts, and the education over here, for example, schools could have some kind of because the seventh house also ethics as well and legal matters. So the schools can implement some kind of mandatory ethic courses to balance actually AI and anything to do with AI art as well, as how to use it, and what is ethical and what is moral, to create some kind of AI art, or are you able to use somebody's photos or voice, or things like that. Yes, so for example, also new documentaries could come up about wars and peace. And because of Venus is yin and yang, so it can show actually, the overwhelmingly privileged people and the one who has nothing to eat. So those photos, those documentaries going to come out, and it is hopefully going to make most of the people more compassionate. Yeah, I just hope for it. Um, yes, and also justice in schools and conflict resolution. So it's going to replace punishment system, and also the justice over here for bullying people, bullying children, bullying each other. So yeah, that definitely could be a subject over here. Okay, and what else? Venus also rules currency, and Venus loves Bitcoins and Ethereum as well. So, it could be also balancing wealth ethic as well. So, for example, big corporation could actually face some kind of public outcry, and they're going to face some kind of moral accountability as well. So they poisoned our water, and then they have to pay for it. If they had some kind of the profit is ethical or unethical, that's going to be in the mainstream media during this time. And it could also bring in end of industries, which is like using like their businesses to manipulate injustice or justice in our society. So, for example, it could be, it's not just industries, but ideology as well. So, as you see right now, foreign governments in America and the impact of foreign governments, they got actually uncovered, and it could come to some kind of justification right now. Yes, and there is going to be also, and we're going to hear about some kind of you know, um, uh, a nation, for example, could publicly apologize from another nation, or what they did in the past. Maybe it was a genocide in the past, and they will have to somehow publicly. I would assume, the king. Charles has to go and William going to take over with Kate for a short term only. And because of that, they going to actually apologize what's happened in 1948 and how they created Middle East and the conflict over there since then. So they're going to come out and they might going to apologize for it. Also there it's going to be because of North Node in Pisces still can bring in a lot of fake gurus and fake preachers and fake healers and I would who could be manipulative as well. I don't know if you heard John of God. I hated him. I always hated him for some reason. And when I found out, and Oprah was like, "Oh, John of God is so amazing." And when I found out he has actually a whole entire sex trafficking, abusing women, make them pregnant multiple times, abusing them and selling the babies to rich Americans, I was like, oh my God, my feeling was right about this man. So we can actually see a lot of fake gurus coming to justice, for example, fake healers, fake spiritual person, they are like, okay, you don't preach what you believe in, or that is the mega churches, for example, which could go under magnifying glasses, and they're going to get some kind of justice for sure. All right, guys. So we're going to go one by one, and I'm going to talk about Aries rising sun and moon. The moon is going to happen in your seventh house, and the seventh house is what could happen over here. So you can have a new partnership, a marriage, or maybe you're going to get engaged. A legal matter can actually turn for your favor. For example, if you have any kind of issue with your lower back, with kidneys, with adrenal glands, and also reproductive system as well, something to do with your hormones, if you are a female, progesterone, estrogen, this could actually right now get healed, or you are seeking for the right doctor right now or get the right hormonal therapy and you feel actually better at this moment. And if you have any business contract, if you have any kind of shared income, or if you want to sign a prenup, that is also going to turn out for your favor as well. Because, or marriage, if you are even having a divorce right now, it could also turn out for your favor, right? All right, Taurus rising sun and moon, it's going to happen actually in your sixth house. Sixth house is something to do with your, with your pet, with your soulmate, anything to do with your health. So anything to do with obsession over sugar could go under control. It could be also you feel, some kind of duty to protect your co-workers or your tenant. Maybe they are foreigners, and like somehow you are going to go there and create justice in their life. So definitely it could be your daily routines going to change. The food what you eat, the supplement what you eat is going to change as well. You're going to, if you want to do and redone your resume, it would be a great time for that. Also, you can have a new job, for example. You have to do and be careful a little bit with your bladder and something to do with your digestion system as well, and pancreas as well, because chronic illness could come in due to your sugar intake or diet, so or something to do with allergies. Maybe you can have some kind of food allergy as well, so be careful. But finances, some new employment actually can, a new gig actually can increase your income. But also be careful with healthcare cost, or maybe you buying very expensive Botox or face treatments, and careful because you can lose money over there. All right, Gemini rising sun and moon, it's going to actually happen in your fifth house. So what's going to happen over here? Maybe you're going to have a new agent or a new manager. You can actually publish a book, or you can have a very good news about your children. They might going to get into a sport league, or maybe in an art competition they can win. also it could bring in a lover as well. It could be also like you can actually win a lottery or win something, but definitely you can take on to hobbies which is like very performing, like theater, or you just enjoy right now your life and you're going to different events and you are creating different events as well. And your libido also actually could go up right now. You're going to seek and you want more romance in your life for sure. And the fifth house, anything to do also with your heart and your solar plexus, with your fertility and also with your spine. So there could be something to do with also that is like for example, you have to be careful if you are taking any kind of stimulant, sex stimulant like Viagra, something like that, because it could create some kind of heart arrhythmia. So definitely you have to be careful with that. And if you have any kind of crypto or speculative investment, or gambling right now, you are capable to win it, but it's squaring with Jupiter, opposing with Chiron. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And if you even gamble, just careful the amount and make sure you actually, have some kind of limit over there. Cancer rising sun and moon, it's going to happen in your fourth house. You actually can invest in, for example, real estate. Maybe you're going to redesign your pantry or your kitchen, for example, hire a designer or redecorate. You buy kind of new supplies, is suppliance, yes. Um, Also, you're going to be very loving with your family members. Maybe an elder comes to visit you, for example. Yeah, there will be maybe some kind of very great childhood memory coming back to you, and your private life and your emotional safety also going to become, very important for you as well. The health-wise, your chest area, stomach, breast, digestive system could actually suffer from overwhelming sugar intake. So be careful with that. But other than that, it's great in the fourth house over here. Only because you are a Cancer rising, you will have to be careful to invest too much, for example, or to spend too much money on your home because of its squares with Jupiter, and it could create some kind of financial struggle after that, definitely. All right, but it could also bring in some kind of money from family members. They might go into actually inheritance, or just giving you money for the down payment of a house. Leo rising sun and moon, it's going to happen in your third house. And third house is anything to do with communication, learning, thinking patterns, So you definitely capable to create, go to have a TED talk, write a book, write a poem, write a lyrics, for example. You can create your website. You can create actually, you're going to become beautifully polished. You can actually start a newsletter and networking with your neighbors. You're gonna be invited for a lot of neighborhood parties, and maybe a sister, brother, niece, nephew, uncle, aunt coming to visit you, or you are going to visit them. It could be also like you're going to get a 15 minutes fame in a local news as well. Some kind of neighborhood issues and issue with a sibling and a neighbor could be actually resolved right now and bring peace in it. And if you have anything to do with your wrist, your shoulders, for example, or if you have any kind of asthma and respiratory issues as well, ADHD, it could actually get need attention right now, and you need to make sure you are adjusting it because something is hidden over them, and you will need to find the right doctor to adjust those. All right. Virgo rising sun and moon is going to happen in your second house. So what could happen with you? First of all, you can actually buy a farm. You can also start a new supplementation. You can start a gig right now, which is going to help you to pay off your bills. So it could become a side like job and the side income right now. And it could be something to do with jewelry making art, or maybe you're going to sell your supplement. Uh, Online, for example, or do some kind of Etsy art and open an Etsy store as well. You're going to have more self-confidence because of materialism, because you're going to make more money, and actually you can get out from your comfort zone. But careful with hoarding, because Venus over here want to buy a lot of things, and like you will have to be careful with um, yes, with hoarding. Also careful with maybe second house and Libra. Okay, second house, anything to do with your throat, anything to do with your cavity, something to do with jaws and cavity. Could be anything to do with thyroid. Maybe you talk too much, voice. Second house is voice. So you have to speak a lot. You are singing a lot, and you can have some issues with your tonsils, with jaw tension. Also, it could bring in some kind of issue with blood sugar level as well, because it's opposing Chiron in the eighth house. So you will have to be careful with that. But definitely, it could bring in some kind of tangible asset. You can get actually a beautiful jewelry from your significant other lover. So yes, it could happen. All right, Libra rising sun and moon is going to actually happen in your first house. Anything to do with your persona, with your physical appearance, your identity, your aura, your charisma, your authenticity, and your intention. Everything is changing for the better. You're going to get beautifully polished. You're going to be really, really magnetized and magnetic as well. Your survival instinct is going to be stronger right now. You're going to be motivated and feel beautiful. You're going to change your hair, your wardrobe. The health wise, anything to do with your face, eyes, scalp, you might want to have a surgery, for example, maybe a facelift. Maybe you're going to have a new eyeglasses, or just do an eye surgery, for example, a laser surgery as well. Too much sugar could lead to migraine headaches for you, Libra, so be careful with that. And also because of that is the adrenal system, and also blood pressure as well, areas, and Chiron over there. A significant other or a business partner could actually make your blood pressure go up, because you are so annoyed with them, like it can raise your blood pressure literally, actually. But also, it could bring in some kind of freelance, gigs for you, which is actually increasing your income. You can be the face of your company. For example, you can do a startup at this moment. You can be, an entrepreneur, and you can have the income for that. And you're going to do a lot of self-branding as well. But it could also bring you to be a leader of riots or revolution for your nations as well. All right, Scorpio rising sun and moon, where is Libra for you? It is, I don't find Libra for you. What's going on? Uh, oh, yes. So Scorpios, you're going to have that actually in your 12th house. Okay. So 12th house, anything to do, the Libra is in the 12th house. Why did I even? was looking for it. Sometimes so I'm so tired. So anything to do with isolation and mysticism and endings and surrender. And it's represent prisons, orphanage, hospitals as well. So you might going to actually become a leader or start to work in a hospital in hospice or for secret societies as well. You can have actually some kind of hidden surveillance and you're going to find that. So you will have to be careful if you do and rent an Airbnb, go with that little, I have that little device when I go to Airbnb. I'm checking everything if somebody is hiding some kind of surveillance and camera because you don't want to be recorded. But yes, that could happen with you as well. Also, something to do, you might going to have a secret fund, for example, an anonymous donation as well. If you are going to hospital, maybe somebody going to pay off your hospital bill as well. So yes, you are paying off right now your karmic debt and you can build your wealth and you can open an offshore account if you would like to. And if you had some kind of stolen money and losses, it could come back to you right now. But your dreams going to become very vivid and you can have lucid dreaming and you can actually, get rid of um, addictions as well. All right, Sagittarius rising, sun and moon. It is going to happen in our 11th house. I'm Sagittarius rising myself. So, it is our friendship zone, anything to do with our future, with progress, with networks and rebellions as well. It could be something to do with new friends are coming into your life. You're going to network right now. You're going to maybe create a software and application, start a crowdfund as well. Definitely, there is social justice, and if you want to have social justice, it will turn for your side. Also you are don't need to have peer validation, but you will get it. Your online community is going to love you, so you can get a lot more subscriber, and also you can get money out from your career as well. And it is your anchors and also nervous system and your dopamine issues over here. So you can have some kind of dopamine rise because of you are so like because you have a lot of subscriber and you have your dopamine and serotonin rising and you feel so good about yourself. But it could also lead to quick investment in stock because you feel so comfortable, and then because it's squares with Jupiter, you can have a loss. But also, you can have some conflict with a child as well. So be careful, or a child going to need a lot of like money for the hobby or for their study, and uh, or tax payment could be, maybe you owe taxes right now and it could take some money from you. Capricorn rising, sun and moon, it's going to happen in your 10th house actually, which is authority, career, and your reputation. Your reputation is rising. You can become a CEO. You can become a public figure, or a corporate leader, a politician. You can become actually a business tycoon as well. You can get some kind of royalty and taking on to a government job as well, right? Working for a firm, and your ambition is going to become very strong right now. You feel a sense of purpose, and your career path could change with your public image. You are going to be on a mission. You want to create legacy right now, right? And then, for example, if you have any kind of bone issues and joint issues, something to do with chronic stress due to your career, because you are very overworked, it could actually bring in some kind of stress related, rigidity and burnout from career. So be careful with that. But in finances, it is something to do with taking on to a leadership position. Uh, mhm. All right, Aquarius, yes, Aquarius rising, sun and moon, Libra new moon gonna happen actually in your ninth house. And what does it really mean for you? The ninth house is anything to do with your beliefs, with law and order, with expansion, anything to do with YouTubing, anything to do with your beliefs, high education, older siblings, long distance traveling. So it could actually bring in a new faith for you. You might going to get into a university where you wanted to get into, or it could bring in a grandchild for you if you are in that age, a new adventure. You're going to go to a foreign trip, and or you might going to get your green card or visa or anything to do with citizenship right now. You can go to a foreign country to teach a foreign language, or even buy a house in a foreign country as well. Or you can have a foreign exchange student at this moment in your house. You really have to be careful with your liver and with your fat metabolism, because the ninth house representing that, and you might going to have overindulge on sweets, and right now holiday season is coming up, so your liver, you need some kind of liver detoxification. Careful with your hips as well. Venus is dancing, so it could be like you go to Zumba, or you go to dance somewhere, and dance all night, and it could strain something around your hip, definitely. But it could also bring in some kind of spiritual burnout, because it's square with Jupiter and opposed with Chiron. So there is some kind of conflict in it as well. And something in the foreign policy as well. You might going to have to provide more paperwork to get your citizenship. So that could happen with you guys. All right. And last but not least, my beautiful Pisceans. And for Pisces, Libra is in your eighth house. Eighth house anything to do with taboos. It is anything to do with power and science and stock market and death and sex and abortion, miscarriage, prenup, things like that. All right, and tax system. So what is going to bring in here? It could be actually bring in some kind of hiring your libido. It could also bring in a pregnancy for you, Pisces, rising sun and moon. If you would like to, it could bring in a plastic surgery as well. And you actually going to do a facelift or a breast implant or something like that, and it's gonna turn out to be beautiful. You're really going to love yourself. And then also it could bring in some kind of, if you need to do some kind of hysterectomy, any kind of reproductive organs has to be taken out or have a surgery or a biopsy, it's also going to turn for your favor. For example, you also can work with a shrink because of some kind of sexual trauma over there. Or if you have any kind of blood disorder right now, or you need some kind of IV, this could be the right time to start that. And also, if you have hormonal imbalance and you want to start on bioidentical hormones or any kind of herbs which is actually helping with your hormonal imbalance, it could be that as well. You can get rid of some kind of sexual ties if you have anything to do with when you stalking someone, or you have a stalker. Actually, you can get rid of that as well, or you can find out who was the one who stole your identity if you hire the right people, right? The right detective right now. So definitely could help as well. Anything to do with taxes, loans, and shared finances, inheritances, and stock market, it can turn for your favor at this moment. So, yeah, that could be. And yes, definitely, investment could turn for your favor, but you still have to work because of its squares in your fifth house, Jupiter, exalted Jupiter with your fifth house. So make sure like you are not gambling. Make sure you invest carefully. All right, guys, thank you so much to listening and being here with me. I appreciate you all the time. And yes, my new book is out, as I said, Astrology Uncensored. Most likely from Tuesday on you can buy it. and the other books are coming out. I'm uploading all my workshops as well on my website, so you will be able to download it. My 2026 horoscopes already, the financial horoscopes, also 150 pages, just like the regular one. The videos, I only have 7 video already. Why? Because I have done all of them, but 7 of them got disappeared and virus, so we couldn't recover it with my IT guy. So I had to re-record it, and I'm a little bit annoyed with that. But the 2026 videos, just the general, what I'm doing that for free, going to be out end of October. And I'm coming with new people, and I'm going to collaborate with new people as well. And of course, Ian and Cressy always going to come back because I really enjoy to work with them. So just look out, guys, for it, because I'm very happy to provide this for you. And as I promised to you guys, I am actually going to talk about Europe. So I'm going to involve France, Slovakia, Poland, Hungary, everyone in Europe. I'm going to try to. And also I'm going to come up with another video with the Middle East. And I saw your request, Maria, and I'm going to talk about, the Arabic countries and Israel in the Middle East. And I also going to talk about Ukraine, Russia, and the NATO. And I'm going to bring in my new investigation with actually the ChatGPT guy, Sam Altman, and the guy who just died on his 24th birthday, who was the CEO, the co-founder of ChatGPT with this Sam guy, with this Altman guy, and who allegedly killed himself. But I'm going to show you the two charts combined, and you can see also um, the Tucker Carlson did an interview with this Sam Altman, and actually he accused him a little bit over there, but you can see the video. And I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna come up with Charlie Kirk's and Candice Owen, Tucker Carlson's chart again. And, we're going to analyze that also, Trump and Orban and, Putin. I'm willing to do all of it for you guys. And yes, I do a financial one, which is going to be pretty long because I also want to go through a few IPOs and ICOs. Obviously, I'm not going to give a lot of information, but definitely I'm going to give you very informative and like great information if you are and if you would like to invest. All right, guys, thank you so much to being here, and please share it because, as I said, the moment I say a country's name, I'm censored. And look at that, how low is my views, which is very, very annoying. But just please help me and share my videos on everybody's site. I would appreciate that. Thank you so much. Bye for now.